Hi, this is Debbie Davis for Quattro Legal. Today, in our Immigration 101 series, I want to talk just a little bit to you about why I believe that it's important for you to have an attorney through this process. I read every day on Facebook people talking about how you can do this process without an attorney, how you don't need an attorney, that it's very simple. And I'm kind of here to tell you, and this is my perspective, my experience, and from people that I know personally, it is not as simple as one might think. I know several folks that are friends of mine that attempted to do this process on their own. In fact, did do the process on their own. And where they got into trouble is that there are times when immigration will review your file, at least when they finally do get to it and review your file, and they'll see something that they need, or they have a question about something. And so they essentially will send an email, and it should go, if you've filed yourself, you should have an email on file it's sent to. If you have an attorney or have had an attorney in the past, whether you're still working with that attorney or not, that communication will go to them. And this is where really problems are bad, because that's essentially a 10-day letter. And although there's ways to get around and extend that, when you're a layman and you're not an attorney in Costa Rica, you're not going to understand that. And if they have a problem with one of your documents and they need you to submit a different document, we all know you're not going to get that in 10 days back, apostilled, translated, and everything for immigration. So you're going to need an attorney to help you through that. There is a myriad of things that you have to do and have to submit for the application for immigration in Costa Rica. It's not for the faint of heart. Some of my friends that had done it themselves, I talked to them before we submitted our applications, because if you've listened to any of my videos, you know I'm an attorney in the United States. If I can do it for myself, I'm going to do it for myself. In fact, some of our things that we have to file now, I do them myself, but they're simple forms that are easy to fill out and they're not complicated, right? But Spanish is not my first language. It's not even my second language. you know, uh, I my Spanish is like a little bit like I call it toddler Spanish, right? I can get by in present tense. So I can't have an in-depth conversation with somebody at immigration, even at the window, and even using Google Translate, which yes, we can use that, and that's gotten better. It's not the best. And so when I've heard the second or third or fourth horror story of friends who have tried to do it themselves, and also how much it cost them, it wasn't nothing. The legal fees that the attorneys charge in Costa Rica for immigration, they're really reasonable, even compared to American standards, or I don't know about Canadian, but I can say in the US standards for legal fees. They're very reasonable. Where the expenses come in, and I think what sometimes scares people about going the attorney route, is the documents. Using a document company to get your documents is expensive. And it just depends on if you want to take the risk of not doing it yourself correctly, because even though it may seem simple, it often isn't. And so the documents can be expensive. And then there's the fees. Just like any lawsuit or any law matter in any country, there's the attorney fees, and then there's the filing fees and legal fees and things that you have to file with the government to be able to get residency, because they have their own charges for that as well. Then you compound that with translations. Everything is going to have to be translated. The Costa Rican government is not going to take our English documents at their word. They're not going to Google translate them. They're not going to do any of that, right? It's going to have to go through a procedure to be translated, to be authenticated, that it is what it is, because that's everything is about this process, is proving who you are who you are, and your documents are what they say they are. And so that's what really drives up the cost. And so you're going to have some of those costs whether you use an attorney or not. And so, in my opinion, after the horror stories of some of my friends, I think we got an attorney. We used an attorney to do ours, and I'm here to tell you, if it had been simple, I would have done it myself. Uh, so I would take all those things into consideration. Even with a renewal, you're even though the renewal is simpler, you still need someone on your side to help you, especially if Spanish is not your first language. And I'm thinking, if you're listening to these videos of me in English, it probably isn't. And hopefully someday my Spanish will be fluent. But it's going to be a while, because even though I work on it every day, I don't speak in Spanish every day. And so it's kind of a long process. And almost everybody that I work with at Quattro, their English is 100 times better than probably my Spanish will ever be. So I hope you will learn something from what I've told you today. I hope you'll consider hiring Quattro for your legal team. I like them very much. I think that if you've listened to any of my videos, you know that, their mission and values are spot on to mine. And so again, like always, I will say to you, if you have a question or you have something you need help with, please email me. I'm more than happy to hear from you. If you want to call me, you're welcome to call me. If you want to send me a message on WhatsApp, you're welcome to do that. If you want to have a video call, just let me know. I'm more than happy to talk to you. I have always said, in my practice in the United States as an attorney with my clients, I would much rather talk to you and have a conversation and explain what you're worrying about to you than for you to sit around thinking about it, worrying about it, looking on Facebook. I kind of think and look at Facebook. My kids had a superintendent years ago, and he had a saying when everybody had an idea, or everybody had a thought, or everybody had a viewpoint, he'd say, yeah, we're all just pooling ignorance. And that was his saying. And so sometimes, on Facebook, you get really great spot on answers. And a lot of times you don't. And before you go and you hang your hat on something that you learned on Facebook or on social media or even on Google, you need to talk to somebody. And so I'm here. That's what I'm for. I'm a native English speaker. I'm happy to talk to you at any time. So I will look forward to hearing from you. If you've heard on my other videos, there's nothing I like better than talking about Costa Rica and helping expats. So please reach out to me. Have a great day, and Pura Vida.